Hey dolls and friends, welcome back and thanks so much for spending part of your day with me. If you're new here, my name is Amber Michon and I love creating all things farmhouse inspired but on a budget, boo. I really love taking inexpensive items and recreating something that looks really high end for your home decor. Today I'm sharing my love of wreaths and giving you some hacks and some tips on creating some really nice fall wreaths for your home this season. So if this is something you think you enjoy, I'd love for you to stick around, check out the video. If you enjoy it, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. But don't forget that notification bell so you're notified every time that I upload a new video. All right, dolls, let's go ahead and jump into the video. For the first fall wreath, I am taking a thrifted wreath form that I've had for a couple of years now. I've been reusing it, and I have just an assortment of these pumpkins I got from Walmart. They were $2.88 or 97 cents. I don't know. They were less than $3, I believe. Anyways, what I'm going to do is just take out the ones that I want. I want this really neutral to look and just little pops of color. So I'm taking all of the white pumpkins, the cream pumpkins, and the green pumpkins, like the light green pumpkins, and just going to sort them around. So the way that I do it is I just kind of space out the white ones first, just so I can get my spacing right. The wreath form is actually a little bit wonky. It's not like an actual circle. It's more like an oval. So I just have to like kind of play with it. And I actually didn't use a lot of hot glue. I did like maybe like 3 beads of hot glue on the bottom of each pumpkin because I plan on reusing the pumpkins, you know, for other DIYs or just other decor in my home if I'm over this wreath. But I actually really love the way that it turned out. And I just kind of arranged my green pumpkins on the front, behind it, and just like any of those void spaces. And then I have some tiny pumpkins, and I just kind of put those around. You guys know I keep going until my eyes are happy and satisfied with the look of things. It looks a little bit wonky at first, but I promise you it'll all come together. And by not using a lot of hot glue, it also allows me to take off some of the pumpkins and not have them damaged at all, again, for reuse, and it just makes it look good. To bring this wreath all together, I'm going to take some greenery pieces that I got from Walmart and the Dollar Tree. These are all eucalyptus pieces, and they are various shades of what fall would be. So like burgundy, some greens with little burgundy tips and stuff like that. And I realized I didn't have enough like burgundy tipped stems, so I had to alternate the green and burgundy tip ones. And that's it for this one. I really love how this turned out. Super simple, super neutral, super farmhouse for me. And what I absolutely love about fall, this is definitely going on my front door. I really love how this turned out. Today's video is also a fall collaboration with some of my good friends here on YouTube. I collaborate with these ladies every month, and this month is all about fall. We also have 2 new guests joining our playlist this month, so make sure you check out all of our videos. The link will be in my description box below as well as pinned to the comments. All right, let's get back to the DIYs. For my next wreath, I'm actually going to start with my insert, and I'm going to take this wood pumpkin from the Dollar Tree, and I'm actually going to go ahead and give this some painting and stain. So I'm going to use my pumpkin chalk paint from Waverly, and then my Minwax dark walnut stain. I just take some painter's tape, and I tape off about half of it, and I stain the bottom portion using a foam brush, and then I just wipe it down with a rag, and then I flip it over, remove the painter's tape and replace it back, and then paint the top portion of my pumpkin using that pumpkin colored chalk paint. Once it's dry, I just remove my painter's tape, and then I'm actually going to copy over this letter G. That's our last name, the first letter in our last name. And I'm actually just going to use some carbon copy paper to transfer it over. So it's just, if you don't have a Cricut or any kind of cutting machine, you can just print this out on a Word document. I don't remember the font If I do, I'll put it down in my description box. But I just chose a kind of like a thick look of that letter. And all you do is put the shiny side down onto the surface where you want to transfer over, and then put the paper on top, and then use a pencil and just give it a light to medium firmness when you trace down on it, so that way when you peel it up, it is transferred right onto your project, and it makes it super easy. I used to actually do this quite a lot before I got any of my Cricuts, and it took a long time, especially when I did like big signs that had a lot of wording and lettering, but it turned out just as good as having a Cricut. And so then you just take a straight edge like paintbrush, and you just paint the inside of that letter any kind of color. I went with black just so that it would pop. Now I'm gonna put this in a wreath that I already had. This is just a greenery wreath that I've made. I think I made this like a year ago, and I just reuse it all the time with different inserts, and I just, input different types of greenery for different seasons in it, or different florals or whatever. But I always love reusing this because it has my favorite greenery on it, which is boxwood. So the first thing I did before I inputted that is I just wrapped my stem up in twine and just hot glued it into place, and just all the way up. And then I put it inside of my wreath and just tied it down on that stem and the back of the wreath. And that is it for this one. Super easy, really cute, super affordable, y'all. And you probably already have a greenery wreath, so just put an insert in it. For my next wreath, I am using I think this is a 12-inch wire wreath form from the Dollar Tree. And then I have about 5 or 6 of these rosemary picks that I got from Walmart. Now this wreath form I've had for a very long time. I've reused this so many times. I typically like using these kind of wreaths and wrapping them with burlap before I hot glue my florals down. But anyways, I'm taking a different approach to this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate these rosemary picks. And all I'm going to do is just pull them apart in half. And that's pretty much it. Super easy. Then I'm going to take some of these black twist ties. Are these twist ties? Zip ties from the Dollar Tree as well. And just going to attach them to the middle portion of my wreath form. And just kind of bend my stems the way that I need to, so that way that they're hidden. And I'm just going to keep going until this looks full enough to where you don't see as much of the wire. You're going to see a little bit of it, but it's not going to be too terrible or too bad. And just keep going around until you have the fullness that you need everywhere that you want. I don't really have a lot of void spaces, so I'm actually really happy with the fullness and the way that it turned out. After I had all my greenery pieces in there, then I just took some pliers and just cut down all of the tie pieces on there. Super easy. You can use scissors, but I just had those right next to me, and I just fluffed out my greenery a bit. Then I'm taking this Welcome Fall round sign that I got from the Dollar Tree, and all I'm going to do is put that in the middle. It's just going to be my insert, and I love the look of this sign. I love the colors. These are the colors I always go for fall. I love traditional colors, but I really love like the greens and the blues with fall. So I just put it in there, tied it to the back of the wire with the jute cord that was already on there, hot glued down some of the pieces of greenery, and that's it for this one. Really cute, super easy and affordable. And I promise you probably already have everything that you need. But I love these hacks to get these wreaths to look really nice, new, and you can reuse them. For my last wreath today, I actually have this half like beaded wreath. I've used this so many times. You can see all of the hot glue on here. So I'm not going to redo this, but I'm just going to explain how I put the beads on there. So for this, I just took pliers, cut a piece of the wreath form, and then fished through my beads. I think these are 20 to 25 beads. And then I used some Gorilla Glue to attach all of the beads together. Some Gorilla Wood Glue, and yeah, let it set overnight, and that's pretty much it. You can use super glue gel as also you can use hot glue, but you're not going to get a permanent hold like I have. Then so what the greenery that I'm going to use is this like pine cone and leaf, and then the sunflower pick. And I'm going to do the same method as the last DIY by using those zip ties and just putting 2 of the floral pieces on either side and just attaching those together. Now, because I have this void space in the middle of my florals, I took 3 of the Dollar Tree wood leaves, and I decided that I would put them on the middle of that. I also got a pack of this Hello or Happy Fall wood phrase from Hobby Lobby. They were $1.99 for the pack. It was actually, I think, 30 or 45% off. Anyways, I'm going to use one of the orange pieces, the orange colored one. And for the leaves, I actually stained those using my dark walnut as well. And so after those was dry, I just hot glued them directly onto the wreath form and onto the leaves itself, like together. So that way it covered up the wire and the zip ties. And then like I said, this pack comes with 4 of these phrases in it. One is natural wood color. I think that would look really nice. So I did hot glue that down, but I really wanted that pop of color, so I actually changed it out to the orange one. And that's it for this one. I really love how it turned out. I love all of these hacks. They're super easy to create and super easy to get that nice high-end look for just pennies on the dollar. It's so much fun to create these DIYs using these simple and easy hacks and simple ways to elevate your decor for your floral wreaths. Alright, dolls, so that's all I have for you today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, and make sure you give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to head over to the playlist to check out everybody else's fall DIYs and projects for your inspiration. Alright, dolls, be blessed, stay safe, and I will see y'all on the next one. Bye!